Today might be the first day of fieldwork for 2020. It might be go time. So I got my sprayer back from the equipment dealership where it was spending some time to get serviced up and get the big rubber on the front here. And it should be ready to go. I just got to do a couple tests on it in terms of making sure all the nozzles work, because I just put the fertilizer tips on that stream fertilizer down on the wheat. I'm hoping to get some canola, the winter canola, done today and start on some of the wheat. I just have some technological difficulties inside the cab, so I gotta work on that. And my other one is my battery's almost dead on my camera, so I gotta go get a new battery. A little brisk this morning. Yesterday was a freaking beautiful day. I'm not sure what the temperature got to, but it was warm. And what I'm doing today is more 28% on the wheat. It's like a mist in the air right now. I don't think it's going to amount to much. I got a leak on my sprayer I'm going to have to find. I thought I solved the problem last night, but I don't think I did, because there's kind of like 28 on the boom and there shouldn't be that much. So I'm going to get the sprayer out, get Sandy to help me turn it on so I can see where it's leaking, and hopefully we have stuff to fix it. If we don't, then I'll have to wait till tomorrow. But basically got the nitrogen on the winter canola and started to get some wheat with our half rate of nitrogen. We're doing 2 applications because it's so early. Yesterday was the 4th of April, so usually you don't want to give too much in that early because it could wash away in a big rain, or it could just cause the plant to do a lot of vegetative growth. And all I'm trying to do right now is we call it tillers. So there's a main stem of a wheat plant. What we're trying to do is get some other stems to grow out from the main plant, which we call tillers. So if we have a one wheat plant like this with no tillers, what we're trying to do is something like this, having a middle stem and then kind of 2 on each side. So we're trying to encourage tillering. And if you do an early shot of nitrogen, that can help do that. So we're trying to get this later planted wheat with not a lot of tillers going to get more stems, so we have more heads, which help with yield. So that's why I'm doing it so early, and I'm hoping I can get across all of our wheat ground here between today and tomorrow and Tuesday, that everything has a nice shot of nitrogen on it before it might go wet or we get some rain, and then the wheat will kind of be off to the races, and we'll have to come back and do another application late April probably, so 2 weeks from now. I know it seems weird, and why don't we all put it on at once? It just, data is showing that this early it's better to split applied nitrogen from an environmental standpoint, but also from a yield standpoint. So that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna get the sprayer out and try to find that leak. We're just going to check to see if we got the leak fixed. The issue was a crack on a valve at the end of the boom on the center section. I thought it was another one. Sandy saw it spraying at the end of the cap, so I took a piece and just plugged the end with some stuff so the tap's not there anymore. We're just going to see if it leaks. And Sandy just right there. She's right there. Oh, Sandy. She gave me the thumbs up. We're good. Okay, with the sprayer fixed, it's time to mix up some more 28%, which is the nitrogen. That's a liquid, and some ammonium thiosulfate, which is also a liquid. Together, when I mix them, it gets me the right blend I'm looking for in terms of nitrogen and sulfur. With the lack of acid rain, which is good for the environment, our soils have become deficient in sulfur, so we have to apply sulfur to some crops, and we see quite a yield response. So wheat is one of them. So this is my mixing area, and I'm filling these tanks here and here, and my pump is right there with a meter on it, where I meter so many gallons of sulfur that's in the silver tank, and then 28 that's in the blue tanks. And the process right here. So I'm looking for 300 gallons of sulfur, and then I'll top off the tank with 28 for the amount that I need. And then I got a tube, about 4,000 gallons pre-mixed, that I can just fill the sprayer with out of my tender trailer. So that's the process. Got both tanks filled up. So we got 4,000 gallons of pre-mixed fertilizer, and I'm going to go have a coffee because I'm cold, and then I'll start doing 28 again. Yay! So the 28 is going pretty good, no issues, just it's a slow process because we're putting on right now 23.47 gallons per acre, and I can do about 30 some, I don't know how many acres I can do on a tank. I've never really kept track. Anyways, it runs out quick, and then I have to go refill. So I'm just running home to do it because it's almost easier to do that, because then instead of dragging the tender all over the place. I will do that for our Hensel farm because it's a bit of a ways to go, so we'll just mix them up in a little tanker and haul it over there because it's only 2 tank loads. So anyways, got a headland coming up, I'm going to turn. It is April 5th and I got all the nitrogen on the wheat first shot. We put 60 pounds on it right now. As you can see, the dust is flying behind me. We're trying to get about 8 acres of hay planted here before the weather goes to crap again. 2 week looks a little tough, so we're trying to get it planted while the weather's nice and the soil's in good condition. And that's what I'm up to while Sandy's lambing. So got a problem. I'm trying to get some 28 done so I can empty out what I have in here to mix up the proper amount for my oats and alfalfa I'm growing, and to put sulfur on the alfalfa as well. And I got a problem with my sprayer. It does not want to fold up. I blew a hydraulic line. So normally it looks like that. And that's what it looks like on this side. So going to just limp it through today to get it done, and then I'll replace the hose tomorrow. Farming. Got the alfalfa spread. I didn't get much footage because Sandy was having issues in the sheep barn with a broken head gate, and they're trying to scan ewes. And I don't think she's real happy with some of the results, but just trying to help her out fixing that. So I got a little bit of Sean doing it. Sean was the guy that did it before. Sandy had a video from 2 years ago in the spring when we did the same thing basically. Last time I planted the oats and then he spread. This time he spread and now I'm planting the oats. Figured it'd be a good way for it to get worked in a little bit better, and then I'm gonna roll this when I'm done this. So just planting oats. April 6th, pretty good feeling. The long range forecast looks a little tough, but if we get this in and off the list of stuff to do, then that's even better. So small victories in this game called farming.